Parshas Vayetze Ben Olam Lachaveiroi. The Torah here is very chiddush for both sides. Obviously, a person learns Chumash and Rashi. We spoke about this a couple of times, but it's so important to emphasize on both sides. Chazal have told us in brachas that is the end of Shnai Mikra V'Echatago. We spoke about being lengthy and hard to do, but it's a big thing, Rabbi said. But there's a big zach to learn Chumash and Rashi, chutz from that, Rabbi said. Some hold this to learn Shnai Mikra Rashi, but Rashi, every Rashi, Rabbi said, there's so many tidbits, so many beautiful zachen in Rashi, Rabbi said, that it should be that we should spend like a whole year on one parsha. But him that way. There's an enough to learn Pekiah, Shnai Mikra, to get an idea, to know Torah, but there should be a Seder Ian, if I say, not, people think Ian, Rabbi, we gotta learn Ian now. Take out the Kiva Ega and the Kovetz Meforshim. Today they made the Kovetz Meforshim so big of us, you need like a crane to take it into Yeshiva, I guess. Every Meforsh they dug up from since, time of creation. And every single person in that Kohen portion, like the guy, he has to carry his Kohen, he gets one of those big Gemara Ksubuses with the Ois V'Hadi, with all the portion, and then he has the Kohen V'Hadi. Imamish, he says, his father said, I think you should work out, don't worry, Dad. Every day I take my Kohen Meforshim and make Gemara Ksubus to this medrash. My muscles are bulging already. Kohen Meforshim is a little bit higher, the muscle. A little bit more weighty down, especially when you serve the Kodesh Meforshim, 750 Meforshim. But so people says, okay, it's time to learn, this is a commercial, it's time to learn Ian. Where's the Kodesh? But the guy doesn't know what Ian means. It's not a commercial for Ian. Not to make Chas V'Shalom, the Kodesh was beautiful. But guy thinks they right away, okay, let's learn Ian. Amar Rava, growing up with the Zikr Potter. 70 Meforshim when it said, I did Ian this morning. Rabbi, I did Ian. Why did you do Ian? Because the Rabbi gave Mar Mekomot. 17 Mar Mekomot. Yoshua, Beis Lachem Yehuda, Birkas Avraham, all the Meforshim on the Sugya. Okay, so how do you do it? Okay, every day after I did Shita Mekubet says, check. Yoshua, check. Rashba, check. Beis Lachem Yehuda, check. Like one guy came over and said, Rabbi, what's the machlok, the Beis Lachem Yehuda and the Rashba? There's a little bit of a problem over here. They're banning many generations. I don't think they were arguing. I don't know if they saw each other. Maybe in a chaloim, he saw the Rashba. Anyway, well, the Ma'aseh Sover Shel Davar, person of Ian, that's a big mistake of us. Ian is analyzation. The biggest pirush you should do, and Chas V'Shalom, we have to learn Rishonim also. But the first thing was just to take out the Gemara and analyze what's being said. People right away, let's see what the Meforshim have to say. If a kasha, see what they think. The main person Ian saved is to think about that. That creates a big problem for a lot of people. But the Meister, that's the main part of the morning. That's of Ian of us. Ian is anti. We've been robbed. People think that Ian means you have to start looking at Meforshim. That's Bekias in Meforshim. And we have to learn Meforshim. And the more Meforshim you get to is Gaval, you see different ways to see the Rishonim. But you're supposed to use your brain to think what's being said in Rashi, what's being said in Tiferes, what's being said over here by Sa. And the same way, the person even more so, by saying Rashi and Chumash. We learn Rashi and Chumash, we learn it very quickly because we're going to get the parsha, which is very important to get the Bekias. But we have to analyze. There's so many enlightening things in Rashi. But I speak about as common poem, but it's Kedai. But it's a Friday night, a long Friday night, by side. After the Suda, by side, I could sit down with a glass of tea, sit down and go over the Rashis, and go over, take a couple of Rashis, and think with your brain about what Rashi's saying. If it's too hard, take out the art scroll. If that's too hard, get Dr. Bonchek's book, What's Bothering Rashi, and find out what's bothering Rashi. But there's something bothering Rashi, the way he wrote it. He had a question. So you could try to figure it out and try to analyze it. And Rashi, there's so many beauties, Rabbi saying. And then you put it back into the pasuk, and you come up with masterpieces, and it's lessons for life, Rabbi saying. Lessons for life from the Helik of Rashi. So Rashi says something over here, Rabbi saying, which is Be'emes Precious. He brings a lot from Precious Rabbi, but it's such a fascinating teher, Rabbi saying. If we take it out and we work with it. Vatahar vatelet Bein. The pasuk says finally, Mama Rochel vayizkar lakim es Rochel. Hashem remembers Rochel, the great deed that she did, the unbelievable deed that she did, that she gave over. Simonam la'achoysa, right? And she was zercha to a song from Shweki, from that, Baruch Hashem. Mama Rochel cry for us again, But anyway, they'll sing it afterwards. Yeah. Anyway, so the Maisa, but she was zercha. The Gemara Gazab, besides the shwang from Shweki, she was zercha that we're going to be nigah from that great deed. But the Torah says that because of that great deed, she was Masra Simonim. Hashem heard her. She finally gets to her womb gets open, and she finally is able to conceive. Bein. She gives birth to a baby boy. Mazel tov. When's the Shalom Tzachah? We need another place to get drunk Friday night. V'toimer osaf Elohim escher posi. Hashem was osaf escher. Now she has to name this baby. She's waiting for. She was zirch with the most greatest mice and Mesiras Nefesh. She gave away everything. She's waiting to call this baby a name. What could be this name? Yeshua, Yeshua. She was saved. Unbelievable. She called him Hodaya. We don't call those. That's a girl's name, maybe. I don't know. Call him. I don't know. What's his name? Yosef. But the Krush was Yosef ben Yosef ben Acher, but also had to do with Osaf escher posi. What is Osaf escher posi? So that's what the pasuk meant. V'teva toimer Osaf elkim escher posi. Hashem now took away my cherpa, my busha. I'm sitting here. So the first pshat is Rashi. This was bothering us so much. The pasuk was called him Yosef, called him Forsha. But Lamaisa, what was it? The terrible busha, the cherpa. All these ladies giving birth. Sister gave birth. She already had many kids, at least 4. And then, not only that, but her maidservant gave birth. Her sister's maidservant, she's the 4th wife. And now, as Rashi said, she was worried that because she did not have children, she would end up with Esau. The kids are finally, she has a baby. She said, L'cherpa sheni akara. The first pshat also of Escherpa season, Moira. She had such cherpa, such busha, such shame. Hashem took away, he was Osaf, he took all that shame, and he gathered together and he pushed to the side. Mida can I get Mida, we could say. That she took away the shame of this just hit me now, every time you think it, there's another thing. Torah was murdered like a dog. 63b in Rosh. Anyway, but the Maisa, 54b. Anyway, the Maisa, the Gemara says, the Lamaisa, unbelievable. She was also Hashem Escharpon, Mida connected Mida. She was also the she took away the shame of her sister. So Hashem took away her shame now. It's beautiful, right? Shame on you, shame. Okay. So the Maisa, that's the first pshat. But what's her shame also? You know how Leah's eyes were destroyed. Her eyes were crying, and she was zercha through that, not to get mad. Rochel was headed for Esau. Esau wouldn't take her. Chazal did. But now also Hashem took away all my shame. That is unbelievable. Pshat that I understand. Pshat 2b. Tzok Rashi. Va'agodah. There's another pshat. Okay, you see this pshat is also va'agodah. Cause man she'ein le'isha bein, ein lo b'mi lit lo yisir choyno. Mishiyesh lo ben toile boy. Mishova klizeh Yankala Bincha Mi ochal te'enim elu. Your favorite te'enim, your figs. He was waiting to eat those figs. She pounced on them last night. You know, the extra, you know, there was leftovers from last night, some good stuff. She got a little hungry for lunch. And she finished it off. He comes home, guess what's for supper? Shmuez 2:22, the pea's back. There it is. What happened to supper? The baby ate it. He has no teeth. He knows how to eat steak already. But anyway, L'maisa Rashi's a pella. Right? The first shot's unbelievable. Hashem did unbelievable. Shame, Keneged shame. Shame, Keneged shame. She took away the shame. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took away her shame. And she shouldn't be embarrassed to marry this Rochel. The second shot, here it comes. Here it comes. You ready, boys? Here comes the shot that's going to knock you off your feet. Unbelievable. Why? She's dominating. You know why? So if the vase breaks, she can say that he broke it. Shem Yirachim. What's pshat? The Peldik is that. That's the whole word of Yosef. That's why she's so excited now that she has someone to blame. That someone ate up the figs. You know, there's a big case. Some figs were missing. Somebody ate the figs. That's the whole reason now. Also, Hashem is chapasi. I'm saved now. Because in case I eat the figs, I could say, your uncle ate the figs. What's going on here, last week? I think there's a murder that the hair, but it's a parsha the hair, a murder that the hair. We have to understand. That's why we have to go back to parshas. We got to go back to parshas. Rabbi said, Vayero. So in Vayero, Rabbi said, Hashem appears to Avram. And there's a what's it called? There's a malachim come to him, sorry, to Avram, and they announce that she's having a child. Sarah, the 90-year-old grandma, is having. She's not a grandma. She has no kids. She's having a baby at 90. She doesn't. She has to look for her teeth, but she's having a baby. So, but Titzchak Sarah became. Sarah, you know, like, gives a little chuckle. Like, I'm having a baby. Like, first of all, it says Sarah didn't have any rechem, b'chlal. There's nothing there. So that's what they say, that Avram couldn't down for Sarah, because it was amazing. Anyway, the kids up. So she said more than that. She said, not only that, I'm going to have a baby now. My husband, he's an old guy. You're no young chick either, but he's an old man. My son is very old. This is should not learn but you learn this parsha. We have to go back and learn this parsha over again. Shem says to Avram, why is Sarah laughing? Why is Sarah thinking this can't happen? And why is she saying, Anizakati. She didn't say Anizakati. She said, my husband's an old man. Why is she saying that she's not having a boy kid and she's old? Right? Rashi. Apelbaum Mitzvah Pezayah. Shina hakosuv mipnei hashalom. This is our hair should be standing on our heads. This is the most fascinating chazal, maybe in the whole Chumash. The Bein shel Olam, the master of the universe, who the Gemara says in Shabbos, we met 55b. There's nothing but emes by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the Bein shel Olam is Meshana L'bnei Hashalom. He wants to make Shalom bias because this couple, they're holding by divorce, you have to understand. Avram and Sarah were fighting left and right. there were dishes flying. In fact, Avram used to wear a football helmet every time he came into the house. It was a Jets or Giants helmet, I'm not sure. He was he used to work for, what's it called, UFOs, unidentified flying objects. When he used to come, what? Unidentified flying objects. When he used to come into the house, they were unidentified flying objects. We weren't sure if it was a spoon or a knife. It was unidentified. Like the guy told me last night, you think it was the fork that his wife hit him. Anyway, the Maisa was 2 marks in his back. It was Shinkel Raya, there was a fork. Anyway, the kids but the Maisa Sevishal Dava, we're talking about Ram and Sarah. They're mamish, they're tzaddikim gemurim. Their mamish, their marriage was the highlight of marriages. If you had to model a marriage, okay, they had a little thing, but the Maisa, it's Kol Mashatar Masara. Avram listened to everything that Sarah said. Avada Avram was the tzaddik Yisroel Oilom, was the Ish HaYosher. You don't think he dealt with his wife in the highest esteem? He held her. Vayova Aaron Lispon the Sarah, he said from the Domin to Rosh Hashanah, as the God of Adar, he held her. The spoil is Lashon Zohar. Of course, it's a personal, but Tzavishal David, the God of Adar, he was so good. Obviously, he was so kind to everybody in the world. Avram was also kind to his family. He was the Ish Chesed. Chesed starts in the house. What in the world's going on over here? Let's say she would. Let's go into it a little deeper. Let's use the noodle. I know it's hard. Let's use the noodle for a second. Let's say Abish Bersha would have said that Sarah said that you're an old man. Hashem Yerachim, call the psychologist here. She ranked the husband out. What she says, he's old. He is old. He's 99-year-old man. So let's say the version would have said that what she really said, and not said the Ashaka. He's an old man, she said. And he would have said, how dare she say that? I can still walk with a cane, but not in a wheelchair. What's going on here? He has Mishadeh. What's happening over here? There's the model couple. They're totally the best Ma'am Shobais and Shach in the history of the world. And she did what she say about him? That he sleeps late? She said he's old man. What are you saying about your husband? Terrible thing. Saying shkar about him. He's a young man at 99. And look here, the boy says the hair Godol. Chaim Shlever says that we don't understand what Shalom Bayis is, what it means Shalom Bayis. And I know it was almost a Bachran, but one day, I hope so. But one day you'll be married. And the Maisa, you have to understand what the British Shalom Bayis means. Shalom Bayis has to be total, 100%. And by the others, they understood that this is the highest form of relationship. It has to be, it's doimet to Shechina. And that relationship has to be on the utmost. There can't be any shum hidnun of tension, of friction, of anything between them. Shalom Bayis has to be the ultimate. They have to become one, and one, there's no break, there's no steers, there's no friction. And if there's friction, because it represents Zocha Shechina B'nei. Because a home and Shalom Bayis doesn't just represent a nice relationship, companionship. By us, Shalom represents Shechina. It represents Mokum for Shechina. And it only can dwell where it's total 100% Ba'achta Shleima. And Shum Nidnu, the smallest friction possible, is already a shter to that Indian of side, and the Rebbeinu Shalom already, it's not the same level. And we're looking in that area where so many years we're not perfect. In that area we're looking for perfection. We're looking to get a madrega, the Shalom Bayis. The office understood every madrega, another closeness, a more closer, less friction is what we're aiming for. And the Rebbeinu was the one who understood, who was passing that together. And therefore the Rebbeinu who's Chosaway Emes, whose readers Emes. And he's going to say over there something that she said that's not really offending, But it could be that Avram would have the spores, probably not. But still, ulai efsher. There's a mokum for one thing. The thing that I got there is also Hashem is charposi, that our shalom bias is going to be on a different level. That now that there's a kid, and we can blame it. Who spilled the milk? Mikey spilled the milk. Who ate the Cheerios? He ate the Cheerios. And that's going to take away. Rochel understood that's a different level. And it could be that's the child Yosef Imeinu should be zochet to another child because Shalom Avada brings bracha, Zocher Shalom. The kids, that's the Yosef Imeinu also. But that's also the child that she was zochet, was schus that she gave over the simonim. She gave over the simonim, and there won't be a whatever. That she was zochet to this madreg of Shalom bias of us. And this is the Muridik, the hair of us. I mean, I know we're all like young, but you have to work on it. The only way is to work on our midas, to work on our midas. If you don't work on your midas, and we say over the word, the Goin says, the Heilige Goin was Kulei Torah. But the Goin says, according to Evan Shloim, the first shtickle, that the path is a person in this world is to work on his midas, vim lav, lomar Chaim. What's his life worth? To work on a midas of person. That's what marriage is all about. But Hashem gave something that's so different. And you got to break your midas. You got to work on your midas because that's the tapas of Chaim. And when it's the makor of the goyin, I always said the makor of the goyin is mefurish a pasuk that Rivki Imeinu, when she went to Yitzchak and said that we have to send Yaakov to get a shidduch. She said, so why have to send him out? Because if he marries Benois Ches, Lama Li Chaim. What's my life worth? That's the pshat. Benois Ches, we know, is from Shiva Sa'ar Shema'am. Shiva Sa'amim is Oru. It's Midas Royce. I am the Ezra, the parshas Vayigash. He said over there, that's why Erev Oina came out as Mishchosim, because they came from Shiva Sa'amim. So says Evan Ezra. That's why they were killed. Because the Midas Royce, because they were still with the Zivshan, that's why they sent him away. So that's what he was saying. If he's going to marry Benois Ches, that means our children are going to have the Midos. If they have Midas Royce, normally Chaim, that they're going without the Bersham, that's the Tafkir. So we work on our Midos. We work on ourselves, we can create a matzah of Shalom, and that's the Tafkir. The office understood it, was that that's the Tafkir of Chaim, because we're here to bring Shekhinah into this world. That's what we're here for. We're here to bring Shekhinah into this world. And how's the best way to bring Shekhinah to B'Yisrael? Shalom Bayit, all Shalom, any Shalom. Shalom, between our roommates, it's all Shalom B'Yisrael. Chazal say, "Ve'yi b'shur melech b'sasu yachad shiftei Yisrael." That if Chaim says the period, there's no after, the Bein Shalom's not there. He goes away. But especially in the house of Shalom Bayis of B'Yisrael, every more tifkai in Shalom Bayis, and every more echad brings more echad into the house. That's the pshat of B'Yisrael. The more echad there is, the more echad in the house, the more bracha in the house of B'Yisrael. I always say over the Medrash, Tanchuma, Soif, Pash Mishpatim. It talks about, we spoke about now, it says over there about the Ein of the Mizbeach, that the Mizbeach, you can't wave a sword on the Mizbeach, because the Mizbeach is made to make Shalom and sword. They make Shalom between us and Shamayim. Omra Torah son of Aleim Barza. Hamatil Shalom ben Olam Lachaveira. Ubein Ish Leishta. Alas Kama v'Kama she'arichu Yom Mishnoisa. People want a Segulah, a long life. We run there, this kever. We'll go. I want to get a schooler for long, happy life. Let's go to this kever. We'll travel all the way out. Especially as Avrech. He said he wakes his wife up early in the morning. He's going 5 in the morning to go out to the kever of, they just found of the Mi'ish Loi Noid Lumi, who this guy is. They say if you go to him, first you have to find his kever. It's a little bit hard. He's Loi Noid Lumi. But the Ma'aseh, if you find his kever, when you find it, if you daven there, it's Mamish, they say it's Segula for Richas Yom. So the guy goes on that trip until he finds it's a long time, but he goes and he wakes his wife up in the morning. And the Ma'aseh, he comes back late, wakes her up just, to ditto his morning accomplishments. So the Ma'aseh, where's he running for? Where are you running? You want a school of Arichas Yom? Amatil Shalom. It doesn't mean you have to be a marriage counselor or a rabbi. If you matter shalom in your own Bein, it's you know why it's a Riches Yamin? Because you bring Shechina and more Shechina into the world. And when there's more Shechina, it's Chaim. That's Chaim, that's why the Bein Shalom is Elokim Chaim. You bring more Shechina into the world, is Chaim. That's what the Mizbeach does. It's to bring the Shechina more into the world, the Mizbeach. So Rabbi Yisrael, you have to understand what it means, because you see how far the Bein Shalom that there should be more Shalom, more Shalom. And also over here, Rachel's bothered by with the great this. As far as she has a son after everything, what's the greatness? What's the godless? That there won't be the Shalom Bayis will be on a higher level. That was on her mind. How Shalom Bayis will be on a different level. You should understand this, Rabbi, and work at it. The only way is to work in your media is one is to think about the other person was Mekila so many times. Think about what's going through the Yenim. Think. Get your mind out of yourself for a second, and on the way back to your house, you start thinking, what's going on in the mind of my wife? When you go back to your dorm room, you start practicing with your bacha. What's going on by my friend? What's going on by him? Not what I need to do. And then you walk into the house, you don't make so much noise, you don't get so upset. You learn to work on yourself, and you think for a second that everything I'm doing now, I'm being matil shalom. And you have all the schools, so you don't have to go tomorrow morning early to Shlita loynoid l'mi. You'll never find this camera. I guarantee it. But at the end of the day, Rabbi say, you have a school in front of you, a school that brings bracha, brings atzlach, brings arichas shamim, brings the Shechina in the house. If the Shechina is in the house, it's a tremendous bracha, Rabbi say. We should be zeichet to understand this and work at it, Rabbi say. That we should get to the diagram that there's at the level of Shalom Bayis that's moira, because you walk into a house and see a husband and wife, sometimes you see what's going on, it looks like World War III. You can walk into a house and see Mama's perfect Shalom Bayis. It takes work, it takes iron, but it's worth the effort. We should be zeicha to bring Shalom in each one house, and maybe there will be Shalom on Yisroel, to zeicha to the Bein Bayis, Shlishi, the Shechina HaKadosh, Amen.